There once lived a young man who had everything one could ever wish for: fame, fortune, luxury cars, and a beautiful house. But despite having it all, he was far from happy. One day, his mother called him and asked him to come over for dinner. He told her he was busy and would call back later, but he never did. His mother wasn't angry or disappointed. She understood that this was just another day in her son's extravagant life. He lived in a huge mansion with high walls and gates that were always closed. The only time the gates opened was when one of his many luxury cars needed to be brought in or taken out. The young man's days consisted of partying and having meaningless flings, and he had become a stranger to his own parents. They hadn't even seen him in over a year. One day, as he was driving home from a party, he saw a group of children playing by the side of the road. Their laughter was music to his ears, reminding him of a time when life was simple and full of joy. On a whim, he decided to stop and talk to them. As he engaged in conversation, he noticed a girl sitting apart from the others, and he asked if she was all right. She looked up at him with sad eyes and told him that the other kids wouldn't let her play with them unless she gave them money. He was furious and asked why they would do such a thing. And the little girl replied, "Because she has lots of money and we want to play with her." He took the little girl aside and asked her what her name was and how old she was. She told him that her name was Maria and that she was 12 years old. He then asked her where she lived, and she pointed to a rundown shack at the end of the road. He thanked her for the information and returned to his car. Before driving away, he called her back and asked if she wanted anything from the store. She replied, "No, thank you," which made him even more suspicious. Something about her story didn't add up, and he couldn't shake off the feeling that she was hiding something. Out of curiosity, he decided to follow her to her home. As he drove past the shack, he saw a group of children gathered around Maria, and he stopped the car to investigate. To his horror, he saw that they were bullying her and making her give them money in exchange for letting her play with them. He couldn't bear to watch any longer, so he got out of the car and confronted the children. He was furious and demanded to know why they were doing this to Maria. They were scared of him and ran away, leaving Maria alone. He then went to the shack to check on her and found that it was just as run down on the inside as it was on the outside. There was no electricity or running water, and the children he had seen earlier were waiting outside to collect their money. He asked Maria where her parents were, and she replied that she didn't have any. He was shocked and immediately took her to the store to buy her some food and clothes. As they were leaving the store, she tried to run away, but he stopped her and told her that he wasn't going to hurt her. He took her to his mansion, but instead of letting her come in, he called his parents over. When they arrived, he introduced them to Maria and told them that he wanted her to live with them. His parents were shocked, but eventually agreed. They welcomed Maria into their home and gave her a room of her own. Over time, she became part of the family and even started to call their house her real home. The young man's life had finally changed for the better. He had found purpose and happiness in helping others. He learned that true wealth wasn't about money or status, but about being kind and compassionate towards others. From that day forward, he and his parents lived a life filled with joy and gratitude, knowing that they had made a positive impact on the world by helping a child in need. This is an anonymous story from a community tab. If you want to submit your own story, click the link in the pinned comment. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more amazing stories.